Good morning, my friends. Hello, hello. Welcome to my Tuesday stream. James is here. Hello, James. Good morning, everyone. Hello to all our friends, past, present, and future. Hope you're all doing well today. I hope so too. And it seems like we are the only people here so far. We will see who will show up later. I was already looking at the card of the day. And yeah, it's why not? Let me just show it. I'm reading up a bit about it. The dark moon. In the dark of your heart lives new breath, waiting for you to release its ghost. And I also read in the booklet about it. Bipolar attendance. Yeah. Yesterday there were a lot of people, probably because I hadn't streamed last week and everyone wanted at least to say hi. Or maybe they were all excited that I was back streaming. So in the booklet it says a lot about setting new intentions, like when there's a new moon, and that this is the time for setting new intentions. But I also thought about how darkness affects us, first because it's the period where it's getting darker here, but also things that we are maybe unhappy about or melancholy. This is all this time where those feelings, this is the time where those feelings can come up for us. Ooh, and there's a solar eclipse in a couple of days. See? Ooh. Yes, I read about it. I think it's not visible here, but it might be visible in your parts. That's why I think I read that it's in the US visible, but not here. But I'm not sure. I would have to look it up. So what did I actually want to say about those? Oh yeah, and because it says, in the dark of your heart lives new breath, waiting for you to release its ghosts. I think that we need to look at the things that make us not feel good, or try to find out sometimes when we are not in the best mood, or when we get angry, or all those negative feelings we tend to avoid and suppress. And I think it's very important to deal with them in some way or form, like for instance journaling, at least look at them. I think I talked about this before, but I also think of, because we said melancholy, this book, I haven't read it yet, but I have it on my shelf, Bittersweet, How Sorrow and Longing Make Us Whole. I really like the interview Susan gave to Rich Roll. That's how I came up with this book, that I needed it. So she writes about those feelings of bittersweet and melancholy, that especially some people tend to be prone to those feelings. I would say I am one of those people. So that really have those feelings quite often. And she kind of dives into the fact that those are important feelings, that those are good feelings, that those are especially for creative people, and to also work with that. But like I said, I haven't read the book yet, so I cannot say too much about it. But it was kind of in the interview, if I remember it correctly, not a bad thing, to be a person that kind of feels a lot of those melancholy. And I think especially this time of year is I don't want to say triggering that, but it's kind of bringing those feelings, because a big part of the melancholy probably is that we get aware that things constantly are changing. Nature is like kind of dying, stuff, the leaves are falling, and then in spring we have the rebirth, all the cycles probably. And thinking of James' situation, your situation right now is also very melancholy inducing right now. And because you see people leave that you work with and everything. So melancholy, walking. See, exactly. That was what I was thinking. Walking a half empty building, reduced staffing. It must be double hard. I don't know how to say it for you right now. It's getting darker. I mean, it's night for you anyways, but you know what I mean. It's the season. And then I wish you could just snap your finger and be already, at the new facility with new people, maybe settled in already, so that the period you're in right now, it must be, yeah, very, very hard. Eclipse is visible. Oh, sorry, I think I might need to sneeze. Eclipse is visible a couple hours south of Chicago. See? First one visible in the city of Indianapolis is something like 8th century. Ooh! Oh my god. So this is really, really special. Yeah, I think eclipses are. I mean, because they are so seldom. Enneagram 4s and friends, only happy when it rains. Yeah, this, I don't know. Probably I would say everyone has those feelings, but maybe some people are more indulging in them, even, or allowing those feelings, even, or enjoying them, maybe, you know. I don't know. Let's do a sprint, and I want to use the new Halloween timer again. So, yeah, and especially when we have those feelings of melancholy, I think art, creativity is really something that helps us work with that or work through that. And maybe that's why we have Halloween and things like that, because humans want to, yeah, enjoy. They seek and find ways to enjoy and play around, like with Halloween, the whole month of October. We get excited about it. And so, yeah, make the best out of things. Hi, Nicole. Good to see you. You're right on time for the first sprint. Let's enjoy 20 minutes. Have fun. Okay. I started a stream within the stream. Because I missed the end of the timer. Yeah. And yes, we start. Yeah. And watching it at the same time. And the universe collapses. Yeah, I was in thought about my novel. And that's why I kind of missed the end of the timer. I'm just still thinking about my manuscript, and because the beginning, the first chapters, I feel like it's very dense, with information, because you get introduced. I mean, everything is from one character's viewpoint, but still there are characters introduced, which is one thing, but also problems, that because the main character has a lot of problems, but I'm not sure if this is too overwhelming for the reader. And my novel isn't that long, and I'm thinking now of ways to make it to slow it down a little in the beginning, especially not when from the middle of the novel, or just after the beginning, it's getting better because you know all the things by then, or the plot itself progresses, but I'm not sure about the beginning yet, so that's why I'm contemplating about it, if I or how I can make it better, because I think I have to work on that still a little bit. Oh god, it's Inception. Yes. Let me have a look at the comments. We had the evil one show up. I mean, it's Halloween, yeah, in honor of Halloween. And James also said the clown is actually the scariest. Yes. Clowns are definitely scary. I know my kids, my son especially, is scared of killer clowns. I'm not so much, but maybe if I would meet one out in the open, I would be scared. JC, of course, joined us. Yeah, I forgot. She joined us during the sprint. So it's good to have you here. I hope you can relax a bit after a hard day. And the clown actually included the one to honor some of the corner offices in James' headquarters. Let's just hope no one watches the stream. Yeah, that's a good point. Do you have a critique partner that you can maybe have read over the beginning to see if they share the same concerns? You could be too close to it. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Maybe I can give it to my sister, for instance, to let her read it. I have to let someone read it. That's my biggest problem, that I have to allow someone else to read, or my husband even. But that's a good idea. Maybe I can give it to someone and they will tell me what. So let's say I know what's wrong with it. Like I said, that's very dense. I mean, maybe it's good that everything is happening fast. I mean, people don't want to get bored. But like I said, I felt a bit like maybe the reader cannot keep up with it. I don't know. But you're right. I should ask the reader, and let them tell me what they think, if this is too much or not. That's a good idea. My husband is going on a 2-day trip soon. Maybe I can ask him to read in the evening or something like that and tell me what he thinks. That's a good idea. So let's start another sprint. Now I'm just wondering if I should. Yeah, I should also because when I read through it, I felt like afterwards I need to delete one scene. and maybe I should delete it before I give it to people to read, so that they can tell me then if they missed anything, if there was something wrong with this part. Yeah. Okay, I have to think about this. How I can prepare the manuscript for them. And that's why I will start another sprint now. Just let me find a timer, this one. Let's set it to 25 minutes. Yay, Nicole's back and clean. That's the best. Oh, it's not that bad, I hope. As Anya's husband realizes it's time to find a divorce lawyer. No, I don't think it's that bad. I hope. We'll see what he says. But he's always nagging me. I mean, that he wants to read something from me again. So I'm probably okay. Let's just do the sprint. Okie dokie. That was our sprint number 2. And how did everybody do? Rosie K is here. Hello, hello, good morning. And is asking, how are you all doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. Lots of thinking right now about my novel, but it's good that Jessie talked about beta readers, which kind of gave me a path forward, and now I know my next steps. And yeah, I hope you're doing great as well, Rosie K. James brought you some food. Oh, and Rosie K. So yeah, let's have a food party. Yeah, and how did everybody else do? We didn't really chat during the sprint. Everyone was working. Yeah, and I was thinking of my next steps. Yeah, so I will eliminate some minor mistakes just to make the manuscript readable. At some places I just had some words that just appeared very often, stuff like that I recognized while reading through it. So, and I will delete the scene. Yeah, and then I can give the manuscript away. Ooh. Yay. Nicole has an interesting topic, trying to find inspiration for a savings tracker. Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, something that will make you happy when you look at it, you know, like, oh, I saved, and then where you can kind of see the progress. I'm sure there's something out there. Yes, you did. Sometimes you need someone to tell you the obvious, kind of, like, just give it to someone. Don't think too much. James, pushing myself to resume journaling, to put the personal thoughts I've been having onto paper. That is good, I think, especially now with those big changes in your life right now. It might be good to journal about that. I know if you also have people that you can share all this with, you know, like in real life, people that you can really talk to, not just in the chat. Like I can imagine that it must be an emotionally challenging time right now for you. But journaling is good as well, to just get it out of your system and talk about all those things. Nicole, but I'm also not sure what to save for, you know. Oh, yes, I get that. You want to have a fun goal maybe, and yeah, also always struggle with all those financial things. And yeah, what I save for kind of is or yeah, I save some money first for my children, but also for myself, as a kind of, when I get older, you know, it's not much because I don't earn that much money, but just to have the feeling, okay, there's some security if something happens. I know this is not it's not the most fun thing to save money for, you know, like you're anticipating something could happen. So I don't know. Maybe if you have, yeah, like what you're already doing, if you are searching for some fun way to track your savings, this is already the best thing you can do, you know. Enjoy saving money, and then having, and enjoy looking at it, you know, and seeing, oh, that's what I like to do. Then looking at it and seeing, okay, there's something there, and it's good, and it gives me some kind of relief also when I have some anxiety about money or anything. If you're oh, that's a good one. If you're self-publishing, save for that. Yes, a cover, an editor, maybe. There's so many things that might, yeah, you might want to spend money on. That's a good one. I didn't even think about that. Yes, to be boring about a financial advisor suggests at least 8 months pay in savings. Yeah, we have something similar here. It's like more 6 months, but yeah. Yeah, we have it's a common advice, I would say, to have some security. Yeah. Yes, it's always good to have a just in case fund. Yeah. And when you have something like that, this can help you with making decisions when you feel like you have to make changes. It just doesn't have to be for emergencies, but also if I need to switch jobs, for instance, something, then you don't feel as much pressure to stay when you have some savings. Then you can tell yourself, okay, I look for something new, but if something in the worst case, I would be able, like James said, to get over at least some months. Yes, exactly. If you're thinking about changing jobs, hitting that goal gives you freedom to focus on the search. Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of also about maybe the confidence then when you have a job to be more to keep up some boundaries, for instance, because you don't have to be that afraid to lose the job because you will, because just you have something in the back to protect you, even if they say, she's not doing what we want. Like that, you might feel more confident to express when you are not happy with something in your job. But also, yeah, JC has some really good ideas like saving for traveling. That's a lot of, and I think one good advice I once heard, which I never used, but is that each month you can kind of have different kinds of savings, like for the long run. Like for traveling, you put away something so that whenever you have your not weekly, I want to say your yearly vacation, you already have a little fund for that you then can use, and it's not as big of a it's not making that big of a hole in your finances when you go traveling. But also think of all the things we tend to spend money on for presents. I have 3 kids, so they are invited to birthday parties, so often money goes away for gifts for friends and stuff like that. And when you kind of continually are saving for that, it's not as big of a hit as when you suddenly have to, oh no, come up with a good present suddenly. And yeah, there's some good advice out there, I think, about saving money and trying to deal with finances. Yes, exactly. That's what I meant to say. The freedom to say no to overtime, stuff like that. Yeah, it kind of is. You can better protect yourself when you're not scared to lose your job. Yeah. And it might, with finances and saving, it might relieve you in general of your money anxiety. So that's why I also started to my little saving things, because it helps me when I look at it to relieve some anxiety whenever I feel like stressed out about something. My husband has a startup, so we are not having the most secure finances. I mean, we are good, so it's no problem, but we're getting there. But there were times where we both didn't have that much income. With 3 kids, it can be that's why. And I was one of those people, or still probably am, that avoids topics like finances because they are so anxiety inducing. So it's good to sometimes, maybe when you're feeling good right now, to look at those things and set something up. Oh, yes, also, yeah, the noise in the dishwasher becomes a little less scary if you have the cash to replace it. So true, for all those emergencies. Yeah, yeah, we also had that we but it wasn't because of money issues, but more like, or that we felt like, "Do we actually need a dishwasher?" My husband was the one who said, "Let's just, everyone can wash their own plates after dinner, and then it's okay." But after some weeks, I actually enjoyed it. I was like, "Yeah, it's calming to do the dishes, and it helps me to wind down somehow." But he was then after some weeks, I would say he was like, "Okay, that's too much, too many dishes to wash." So we got a new dishwasher again, so that was very funny. So let's print. So yeah, but a cool template or something to keep track of your savings. This is something, yeah, I would also enjoy looking for, and I use an app that's where I also put the savings. So it's a European, I don't know, app, but yeah, where I can look. And my kids are also interested. They know that I have this app, and then they ask me. My son asks me, "Mom, how much money have you saved now for me?" Regularly, he wants to see the numbers, which is cute. But because I put, they had a lot of money in their, what they got from as gifts from their grandparents and stuff. They had some money there, and I told them, "Okay, I will take this now and put it onto an account for savings." So I explained this to them and showed it, um, the numbers, and I think each day €1, no, or each week, I would have to look this up. They get more money from me, just a really, really small amount, like €1 or €3, I don't remember. And so they can see how it continually rises. And so my son comes regularly up to me, "Mom, show me how much money do I have?" And yeah, I love that. It's very cute. Um, let's do a sprint. 40 minutes already. So we need a 40-minute timer. I still don't have an ad blocker, so I always remember it when I see an ad that I was called out for not having an ad blocker. So, oh, I just saw JC's new vlog. Yeah, I have to watch it. So, but here we go. For now, let's sprint. My mom and dad used to talk while they washed the day's dishes together. Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. It was like this slowing time thing. I don't remember it, but my mom remembers it fondly. See, yeah, yeah, but yeah, we didn't really wash dishes together. Probably that's why my husband didn't wanted to have a dishwasher again. So here we go. Let's sprint. Enjoy. Okie dokie. That was our 40-minute sprint. How did everybody do? Nicole has a really good comment here, which I find very interesting. How many times does a book need to be professionally edited? That's where my brain is stuck, I think. I can only think of my own first novel, where I had an editor who helped me first with the plot, you know. So I sent her the plot of my novel, and she kind of helped me make it better and figure out the characters with some questions. She just asked some questions about the characters, which helped me dig a bit deeper into that. And then, because I feel like my writing wasn't good enough, I felt like my writing was, I don't know how to describe it, was more 2D instead of 3D. So that was the reason why I sought out her help. And so she helped me with going through each chapter and showed me where I could use more show and tell, or just helped me with the how do you say in English, expression, or the how it's written, the style, the writing style. That's what I asked her to do, to go through it and tell me where the writing style needs improvement. And the good thing about an editor or her was that she really gave good suggestions how to improve it, not just told me that sounds bad. I knew that, but she also helped me with developing a good writing style. Or she said, you have to rewrite the beginning of the scene. It's not, there's something wrong, stuff like that. So this kind of editing. And when I had published my novel, it's self-published, my mom, for instance, showed me some writing mistakes that were still in there. So I decided that I also needed another round of, is this line editing? I don't know the English words for expressions for every different kinds of editing. But so I also, and my original editor said she cannot do this because she's also too close to the text after working through it with me. So I had just some, I think the company that I published the book with, they offered it, and so I sent it to them, and they had it professionally, went through it, and told me where I still needed small, like commas set or stuff like that. They even told me at one point they saw that the clothing wasn't adding up, how one character, so they even looked at stuff like that as well, and so I could improve that and republish the book again. So that's what I did. That's how and it costs quite a lot of money. That's the problem, I think. Otherwise, I would always do it like that, ask an editor, help me go through it, and they are professional. They can tell me. Maybe I should still send it out to. Yeah, so you have to look at the costs first. And then what also was very helpful with my editor was that she, like I said, you could also just send her the plot. So she would talk with you about the plot if there's already a problem. So you can start in very early stages, like if you're in someone who outlines first and then writes, you could discuss the outline with an editor, which would cost way less money as if you send a whole manuscript, of course. And when it's about your writing style, what was really helpful, that's why I chose her. She first asked me to send her just 10 pages of my novel, and I didn't have to even pay for it. She just edited them and sent them back to me. And that's when I realized, because I was working then through those 10 pages, and it was so much better afterwards, that I was like, okay, I have to do this. So you could also just send some pages and then work on them, and this will also help you figure out probably what kind of changes you might have to do with the writing style with other parts of the novel without the help of the editor, so if it's too expensive, to do that. Just my experience I'm sharing here. Rosie K, I made a bit of progress on the drawing I was working on, but I almost, oh yeah, so let's go back. Rosie K said, I have to stare at close-up pictures of cockroaches for this one drawing I'm doing, and I have to try not to puke up my tea. And James was very kind, sending this comment then. And that's why Rosie K come up with the next comment. I made a bit of progress on the drawing I was working on, but I almost threw up. So I switched over and drew a little comic of my suffering. Yeah, that's good. Already using your suffering for the next creation. Yeah, and taking a break is also good. If you, I cannot really imagine what it must be like when you have to draw something you feel like, ooh, that makes you throw up. Then you have to focus on it again. Ooh. My gut feeling, if you're getting proper input from beta readers, critique partners, etc., one editor. Oh yeah, then you only need one editor. Yeah. But that's why I chose to get an editor in the first place, because after I had given my novel to my husband, my sister, so it's good that I think about it again and to read. They gave me feedback, but it wasn't really helpful, honestly. Okay, if you send it to other writers, of course, maybe I have to think about that. This would be a better way, because writers know better the techniques, they just know more about writing and how to fix it or what needs to be done. I think a normal person reader, someone who's just a reader and not a writer, they cannot really tell you what's wrong, or they can just say, yeah, this feels off, but why and how to fix it. So that was my experience with my first novel, that they said, yeah, it's good. it's and of course they also had some critique, but like I said, it wasn't really helpful. And I was like, oh, great. And yeah, I think with beta readers, some people solve it with asking, some writers solve this with asking questions to, like, specific questions to the, for instance, a friend of mine asked me to read his dark fantasy novel, and I try to give as much advice as possible while reading it, what I've thought. I don't know if it was too much. I should ask him. So yeah. And maybe if you have several, I don't know, I don't have this experience with beta reader writers writing, you know what I mean? Writers as beta readers. When you have several, maybe they have all different kinds of advice then, because every writer has a different style and different experience. I don't know. That's actually an interesting questions. Oh yeah, see, that's another thing. Do I have to have both developmental and line edits? Yeah. My wallet cowers in the corner when I think about press. Exactly. That's the main problem. I think especially when you're self-publishing, it's very important to have someone go through the final manuscript for any mistakes, writing mistakes, grammar and stuff, because that's what makes it feel professional in the end, or maybe unprofessional when you find, or it might throw readers off if they find mistakes. I had one mistake in my novel that was kind of funny, so that's what my mom pinpointed. I cannot really remember what it was. Was something about drinking and in German. So yeah, it doesn't. But of course, I felt like, oh no, that's bad. That's really bad. I don't want those things in my novel. That's why I decided to pay another amount of money to for this. Is it line edits then? When you correct mistakes, grammar mistakes and stuff. I'm currently going through betas right now, and they have the second set of 5 chapters right now. Okay, yeah, that's why yeah, maybe just wait for their feedback first and see then how you can use their feedback, how your manuscript maybe changes and develops. And then I just felt with my novel, I knew some things were off still, like the style of writing. I wasn't happy with it. I felt like an amateur, which I am, and it didn't feel good to me. That's why asked for help then and put a lot of work into it again, and which made me then happy about publishing it. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot. The main problem is the money that you have to put into, and I definitely put more money into the production of the novel than I have received. You know, so that's also it's a yeah. Rosike, I have a horrible phobia of So you actually have phobia even of cockroaches. That's why you're suffering so much. But my art calls for it, so I must suffer. Oh my god. Oh, poor Rosike. I haven't woken up my kids yet, and it's already past 10 a.m. They are still asleep. So let's do a final sprint. I will use the sprint to wake up my kids, hopefully. So, a timer. Yeah, I don't have that much time, maybe. Maybe we can do a 15-minute sprint or a 16-minute. A 16-minute cookie timer sprint. This week is a bit off because my kids are at home because of vacation, but next week will be a bit more relaxed with the time, I think. I hope. So here we go. Final sprint. Enjoy and good luck. Yes, good luck, everyone. Okie dokie. Yay. We did it. That's the end of my stream. Thank you guys for giving me food for thought about how to proceed with my novel. And this was really, really helpful. And I will be back tomorrow. So if you have time, I would be very happy to see you guys again tomorrow. So have a great rest of the night and start into the day. See you soon, my friends. Ciao, ciao, ciao.